Hello and welcome to Brew Tapcast. I am Tap here for another Pints and Previews video. So we are back again for a Flesh and Blood Monarch preview video. This is day 15. We are on the home stretch here. We have a week of generics, and I think we will be closing it off with a tight little week of spoilers and then headed into pre-release. So hopefully you guys are able to have a pre-release safely and have fun with that. So if you're looking for previous spoiler days, go ahead and check down below. We got all the other wrap-ups that we've done. Sorry, I've written the mic there. And that'll be about it. Let's just jump right over into it. All right, so we can go ahead and check on the Flesh and Blood website. Right now, they don't have anything else put up. It's only about what's going on the 26th, which is the Monday that theoretically is today for me on the East Coast of the U.S. This was there last night. This was there today. It's like it's in real time. When in reality, they're on the Tuesday thing, but nothing new has happened. So I'm not sure what is going on. I'm not sure. I'm sure there'll be more spoilers coming. I just don't know what they are, and hopefully we'll see them soon. We'll be blown away by all the generics, stuff like that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into all of the spoilers here. Our first one, so the professor, the Librarian Community College professor is jumping into Fab. So I think that's really quite good. He is a good voice for, or I guess he's also kind of like a canary in the coal mine sort of thing. Like if there's something wrong with a company doing something like this or doing their thing, he's gonna call them out. He's got a big enough platform that he's not worried about backlash or anything like that, and so he can really get in there and say it straight. And he does a very good breakdown of financials and things like that. So in that regard, I'm glad to have him in the community as someone who's going to be looking at Flesh and Blood. It will hopefully bring a stable sort of outlook on that sort of thing. And I know there's going to be issues with, the prices of first edition stuff like that, but that's just kind of built into the game and unlimited. Now that they're coming a lot closer to first edition sets, hopefully it won't be as big of an issue. So in any case, glad to have him on the train running around Wraith. And so he made a very nice intro video, very clear, distilled and well spoken video on how to play. And so he was able to preview a card. So we saw a couple mentors over the past couple days, and the illusionist mentor is here for us now. It is the Librarian. So we saw in the lore, and she's totally about books and reading and things like that. So this is really not that surprising. So we know what the mentor does. Again, only young heroes can have it. You start your turn with it in your arsenal. You can flip it face up, and then it has once per turn effect. Whenever you create a spectral shield token, draw a card and put a lesson counter on the Librarian. Then, if there are 3 or more lesson counters on the Librarian, banish him, search your deck for a specialization card, and put it face up into your arsenal. Shuffle your deck. So, wow. Boy, is that a powerful card. Lovely art, love the color scheme, everything's great about that, but man, oh man, that is a powerful card. That is probably the best one we've seen. The only downside we have is it only defends for 2. But honestly, like holy moly, being able to do the things you already want to do by creating spectral shield tokens and drawing cards, it's great. And because you can do that at instant speed, you can draw these on your opponent's turn. If you go ahead and check out the Flesh and Blood YouTube channel, which all the other spoilers for today are there, you do see in one of the turns, Carol playing the Illusionist does actually create something at instant speed to draw a card and then use it to defend with. So that was super cool that he was able to do that, and that's kind of really nice. Shows you that you can do it at very versatile times. So I think this is going to be a spectacular card. Definitely even a draw to actually play Illusionist. It's got a lot of power. Drawing cards is just something that you is so limited in this game because of the power it can bring that this is really, really a go get 'em. Definitely a great card. So, it's again willing to pull me into Illusionist. Still think I'm probably wanting to play Chane. He's kind of where I'm leading, and watching that match like just showed of how much power you can have with Chane and his banished blood debt zone. So. All right, so that is Librarian. Our next spoiler is from Dead Summer Art, and the video was amazing. I would definitely go check it out. It's a really nice compact version of story that brings in all the art that we've seen from this release. And to sum it all up, we have Lord Sutcliffe. This is the Runeblade mentor. So we have Mentor, again, young hero, starts in your banish zone, or in your arsenal. You can flip it face up. Whenever you play a non-attack action card, which is what Runeblade always does, like the non-attack, then attack thing, it says, deal 1 arcane damage to each hero and put a lesson counter on Sutcliffe for each damage dealt this way. Then if there are 3 or more lesson counters on Sutcliffe, banish him, search your deck for a legendary specialization card, put it face up in the arsenal, and shuffle your deck, defense for 3. So, very nice. The note that it does hit multiple heroes if you're playing like Ultimate Pit Fight, so that's an interesting way to almost, if you're playing with, 3 opponents, almost immediately go and search up your thing if you play a non-attack action. So that's actually quite a wombo combo there. That's definitely pretty cool. Outside of the other things, like doing things you're already wanting to do and dealing arcane damage from it is just nice. So, that's going to turn on things that require arcane damage. It's going to deal extra damage that people may have to block or sacrifice spell void armor for, and just do the thing you're wanting to do. So I think Lord Sutcliffe is great. The story behind this is awesome too. I definitely suggest go checking that out. It's very, very neat stuff. So yeah, that's the Dead Summer art version. I think this is not as high powered as the Illusionist one, the Librarian, but still very on point and on flavor of what a Runeblade wants to do. So I definitely see no reason why this would not be a popular card to play with, outside of the fact that they don't really pitch. They're only defense or a play out of the arsenal sort of thing. So, but yeah, still pretty good card. Let's get into all the other ones are spoiled by the YouTube page of Flesh and Blood, and so we have a couple pieces of equipment. We have the Spellfray leggings, and then a very poor piece of snapshot art that I got off of the video, which is either Spellfray gauntlets or Spellfray gloves. They both do the same thing. They have 0 defense value, but they have Spell Void 1. And that is, if your hero be dealt arcane damage, you may destroy it and prevent 1 of that arcane damage. So they're sort of temporary usage of arcane damage. We don't see a huge amount of arcane damage. It's sort of, 1 to 3 pieces of damage coming at you at one time. So, arcane barrier itself probably isn't the way to go. It's better with these sort of one-shot things. And we'll sort of see how those play out. Obviously, these are not going to break themselves into anything but limited play. Won't see constructed play. I really don't see why, unless there's some benefit to having equipment destroy or something like that. These feel like they're really at home for limited, and we'll just use the arcane barrier for our other things there. Although it is a free way to prevent damage. That's kind of the big deal there, but not repeated. Oh yeah, so that's the leggings and the gloves/gauntlets. Not much else to say about those. Then we saw 2 other Shadow Runeblade cards that we saw out of the deck. And what first one is Seeping Shadows, not Sleeping Shadows. Seeping Shadows. This is a yellow pitch 3-cost Shadow Runeblade action that defends for 2. Yikes. And it says, you may play it from your banish zone. The next attack action card with cost 1 or less you play this turn gains +1 and go again. It has go again and blood debt. So this seems very expensive, but it's another way to give go again, and that's kind of an issue that you may have if you're really trying to bring down that blood debt. So the fact you can play from banish zone, key. You really want that to be the case. I assume the other values on this card, so the red pitch will be allowing you to pitch the next attack action cost will cost 2, and then the blue will be cost 0. So that's probably where your color variation is going to come from. Outside of the one bonus, great, that's wonderful, but like it's really that go again. It's that key. If you can Soul Shackle to give something go again, you can use this to give something go again. It already has go again. That's multiple attacks you can get. Again, I think the way Chane is going to play is you use your hand to pitch and you play out of your blood debt on your banish zone, and that's just how it's going to go. So getting go again is key to doing that, so you can limit the damage you take at the end of turn and just churn through your library. In the video that they had for the Illusionist against the Shadow Runeblade, it was very close in the sense of Chane, on the last turn of the game, plunked down all of his cards, had no cards in library, banished the top card. It was the only card. He was supposed to banish 6. So he was pretty much done after that. So the fact that it was that close of a game merely means that you can't really make a lot of mistakes. You really got to go to town. If you're going to go all in, and he had 6 Soul Shackles at the end. If you're going to go all in, you got to go all in. So this is probably a card that helps you do that. All right, last one, and I am super happy that they finally spoiled this card. This art I've been looking for a long time. So this is Rifted Torment. This is just the the coolest looking art. I love this card. It's got this guy who's like obviously looking in the mirror, right? He's got blood coming out of his orifices. He's got these demon things like playing around, laughing at him. And he's literally dying. It's playing with his hair. It's so funny. So gruesome, so cool. So yeah. This is Rifted Torment. It is a Shadow Runeblade attack action. It's a red pitch, 2 cost, 4 attack, 3 block. It says you may play Rifted Torment from your banner stone. If you do, it deals 1 damage to target hero, and it's got Blood Debt. So this is a red one. Imagine the yellow or blue will be 3 and 2 damage. And this is doing the arcane damage that Runeblade likes to do. That incidental, small little little nips of arcane damage that plague other people because it makes it harder to block because, well, how much do you bring in? And now that we're seeing more than just a single point of damage, we theoretically could see, harder ways of dealing with the arcane damage. But I like this because you're doing something already and getting paid off for it. You want to play these cards out of your Blood Debt zone or your banner zone. I always call it Blood Zone, banner zone, and this is telling you, look, here's a bonus. Do it, enjoy it, love it, and that's why I like this card. And even though it's a common, I could definitely see this be played and constructed. It's definitely a powerful card. So yes, so that's all the actual spoilers that we had today. I thought we'd see more. I guess we didn't see the whole decks card for card, but hopefully maybe these are the only ones that we've seen or left to see in the decks. I'm not really sure. But as we're on the topic of those Blitz decks, I hope that they print them to a very large amount because of the mentor cards, and especially now that we see this illusionist one, the Librarian. That card is going to be a pretty penny if it's not commonly available. That's step one. Print these to high heaven because you need to get these cards in circulation. Super powerful. You got to do that. And the reason why is if you don't, people are going to speculate on them. People are going to try to hoard them and then sell them for a very high price. And what that'll do is it will snap the decks out of circulation. And the people who actually want the decks aren't going to be able to get the decks. The people who are trying to get into this game for a small, $15, something like that, won't be able to get into the game because these decks aren't available. They're all selling for gobs of money on the internet. Or maybe it's just like, oh yeah, this is that deck, but just minus the Librarian card. So it's like, here's $10 for a deck that's missing a card. Lame. Or shoot, maybe they just replace it with a different card, like just fully functional, just no mentor. Lame, right? That's sort of that problem there. But the other issue I see with these are pretty high complexity decks, high complexity classes. Now, Welcome to Wraith was a very simple set in comparison to what we're seeing here in Monarch, and the game was in a very different spot than it is now. It's much larger. The audience is much wider. There's more people getting excited about this game. There's more people playing. There's unfortunately more people speculating on this game. So the amount of money and people in this is much higher, but this set of complexity might be a barrier to entry. I mean, who likes to learn a game or start playing a game and learn a game that like they end up killing themselves in? With the Blood Debt in these decks, it can kill you. It can just boom, you're dead. And it's like it's literally how the deck is supposed to play, and it's a very high complexity in comparison to just like, cool, I'm going to swing with my swords and kill you. Kadachi, leg tap, whatever. Just chop. These are a little bit more intense and skills are necessary. So these decks are supposed to be the on-ramp, and they're kind of complicated. So that's my biggest worry about these decks and Monarch in general. Not like it would be better as classic constructed decks. That's not what I mean. It's just in general they seem a little bit tough in complexity to have a first timer come in and pick up, and unless they're very invested in learning and are super into these, it might be a put off. That's kind of my only thing, and hopefully they're gonna stay available and stay well priced and be printed like crazy. So, but that'll be all for today. So I would this time show you pictures of the upcoming spoilers that would be happening at LSS, but we don't actually know that. I will do one final little quick check at the home page to see if we have anything new. And we do not... Oh, actually, it looks like it has changed. But that's it. So it doesn't look like there's anything. So I'll just bring this up right now. It looks like they just had actually updated this. And so updated daily, blah, 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 but we zoom down and the last of the days are right here. So it doesn't look as though, unless they dumped all the generics, I'm not really sure what we're going to see. Because obviously, yeah, there's still a bunch of cards that are not updated here. This doesn't get updated all the time. But it does look as though there are a select few. Those are probably the Spell Void. No, I don't know what that is. Yeah, there's still a fair number of cards that are missing, and then you get down to the generics. I'm sure it's going to be even larger. So here's all the generics, and there's still quite a bit left there. So I'm not sure what they're going to do. Are they just not spoiling generics? I don't know. But in any case, this is the time I would normally show you all those things, but it's not going to happen. So yeah, there's no upcoming spoilers on the website anymore. So we'll sort of see. Maybe this is the last of those videos. Which kind of works out because I have some vaccinations coming up this week that are going to knock me out. But I don't know. That's all I got for today. So a little bit of a shorter video. It wasn't a lot of cards to look at, but hope you enjoyed your time here at Brew Tap Cast. If there are more spoilers, we will definitely be raring to talk about those very soon. Outside of that, we hope you have a grand old day. And this is Tap for Brew Tap Cast saying thank you and cheers.